Who is this actually good for, who should skip it, and is it worth the price for normal everyday buyers? That's the question that keeps popping up whenever someone mentions a commercial Nugget ice maker, especially one as hefty as the Manitowoc 591 L per day head. If you're wondering whether this heavy-duty unit belongs in your coffee shop, restaurant, or even a large-scale home bar, stick around. The decision isn't as clear-cut as the specs might suggest. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First, let's talk about the hesitation you feel when you see a machine that promises half a ton of Nugget ice every day. The biggest fear is overkill. You might pay for capacity you'll never use, end up with a machine that takes up a whole wall, and then wonder why you're still buying ice in bags. The opposite fear is underperformance. You've seen a cheaper countertop model that can't keep up during a busy brunch rush, and you don't want to be caught with a glass of lukewarm soda because the ice supply ran dry. The Manitowoc head sits right in the middle of those two extremes, and whether it lands on the right side of your balance sheet depends on three practical factors: volume of demand, space and installation logistics, and the cost of ownership mindset. If you run a venue that serves at least a few hundred drinks per shift, think a mid-size coffee shop, a fast casual restaurant, a bar with a happy hour crowd, or a catering operation that needs to keep large jars of punch cool, the 591-pound output translates to roughly 2,030 pounds of Nugget ice per hour. In real terms, that means you could fill a standard 5-gallon punch bowl with ice in under 10 minutes, or keep a line of margarita glasses topped with that distinctive, chewable ice without a pause. For those high-throughput environments, the capacity is not just a brag word, it's a daily workhorse that prevents bottlenecks. The stainless steel exterior and high load bearings are built for that grind. They're designed to run continuously for weeks on end without the vibration or wear that would plague a lower-grade machine. Conversely, if your operation is a neighborhood CAF that makes a dozen coffees an hour, or a boutique bakery that only occasionally needs ice for a few specialty drinks, you're probably looking at an asset that will sit idle most of the day. Even though the unit can be throttled down, the mechanical wear of cycling on and off isn't negligible. In that scenario, the upfront cost, which runs well into the several $1,000s range, may never be recouped through energy savings or higher sales. A smaller, countertop nugget maker could achieve the same chewy ice experience without the need for a dedicated utility drain, water line, and permanent space allocation. Space is another hidden trade-off. The Manitowoc head is a full-size, floor-standing unit that expects a proper water supply, a condensate drain, and a stable electrical connection, usually 208V 3-phase in commercial settings. Installation isn't a weekend DIY project. You'll likely need a qualified technician, and that adds labor cost to the overall price. Owners who have already allocated a back-of-house area for a dishwasher or freezer will find the extra footprint manageable, but anyone working out of a cramped kitchen should pause. The stainless steel skin also means it can blend into a professional environment, but it will stand out in a home kitchen like a piece of industrial equipment you forgot to hide. Now, let's talk about the real value that isn't captured in a spec sheet. The Nugget ice texture is beloved because it melts slower than cubed ice, keeping drinks colder for longer without diluting flavor. In a business that prides itself on consistent drink temperature, think a coffee shop offering iced lattes or a bar serving craft cocktails. That slower melt can translate directly into a better guest experience and repeat business. The R290A refrigerant is an understated hero. It's a more energy-efficient coolant compared to traditional R22 or R404A systems. For a machine that runs dozens of hours each day, the energy savings can be a noticeable line item on a utility bill, especially in regions where electricity is pricey. The certifications NSF, cULus, CE, and cULus also mean the unit meets strict food service safety and electrical standards. That reduces the administrative headache of proving compliance during health inspections, which is a hidden cost many owners overlook. On the flip side, the very features that make the unit robust also introduce practical weaknesses. The need for a dedicated water line means you can't just plug it in and start making ice. You need proper plumbing, and any leak can affect the surrounding floor. In a busy kitchen, a small spill can become a slip hazard quickly. The high-load bearings, while durable, can be noisy if the machine isn't perfectly level or if the floor beneath vibrates, something to keep in mind if you have an open kitchen concept where the sound carries to diners. Maintenance, while straightforward in theory, cleaning the ice bin and occasional filter changes can become a chore when the unit is tucked behind a counter and you have to move heavy trays of